In 2021, the MLB team originally called the Cleveland Indians was rebranded as the Cleveland Guardians. The following year, the NFL team, once known as the Washington Redskins, was renamed as the Washington Commanders. After ages fighting against stereotyping and racial bigotry, Native Americans are gradually changing the American day-to-day. There's a similar situation in Taiwan, as Indigenous Taiwanese are fighting to be recognized, understood, and have their voices heard. Let's see what problems they face. When thinking about Taiwan, you may think of names like Chen and Li and of Han Chinese-looking faces. But for thousands of years, these East Asian features were nowhere to be seen on Taiwan. The people we call Indigenous Taiwanese are the original inhabitants of the island, but it's estimated that only 3% of the modern Taiwan population are indigenous. Of course, that's the official numbers. Heritage is hard to trace, and there's strict standards to be officially recognized as indigenous. The actual numbers is thought to be much higher. There are currently 16 tribes that are officially recognized by the government, with their tribal lands located in the mountains and in islands off the Taiwan proper. But there are many more tribes that are not recognized. Many of the tribes that originally reside in the Taiwan plains have intermarried with the Han Chinese starting from the 17th century. This lack of a discrete population and proof of heritage are the reasons the government doesn't recognize them. In one notable example, the road in front of the Taiwan Presidential Office Building is named Ketagalan Boulevard, after the Ketagalan tribe. While the road is recognized, sadly, the tribe is not. Recognition is one of the many issues that most Indigenous Taiwanese had to face. Having to deal with different foreign governments, the Indigenous Taiwanese have lost not just their recognition, but also their language and their land. History is littered with examples of oppression of the Taiwan's indigenous people. Some have been tangible, like the loss of their traditional territories. Others are intangible, meant to cut off the continuation of the indigenous culture and heritage. During the Japanese colonial era, the Japanese government believed Indigenous Taiwanese to be savages that needed to be educated. As part of this education, students were taught the story of a man called Wu Feng. In short, Wu Feng went to the mountains to civilize the savages. Though they did learn from them, they still practiced human sacrifices. Wu Feng offered up his own life, and this touched the tribe so much they stopped their uncivilized ways. Basically, it's the white savior plotline using an Asian man instead of white man. Asian savior plotline, spin-off from the white savior plotline. This story was later proven to be absolutely fabricated. This story didn't leave the books after the Japanese left the island, but was continued to be perpetuated by the Republic of China government that came to Taiwan. All the while, entire generations of indigenous children were taught that their heritage was savage and uncivilized, leading many to abandon and forget their indigenous roots. However, recent decades have seen an exploration into the Taiwanese identity. For many children of indigenous heritage, they started asking, who am I? In recent years, there have been more and more social movements to bring back and retain the traditional indigenous culture. After many protests, the story of Wu Feng was finally removed from the school textbooks in the 1980s. An indigenous TV channel was set up along with other programs to improve the continuation of indigenous languages. More and more, Indigenous Taiwanese are showing off who they really are. Instead of using a Han Chinese name, the indigenous athletes are using their traditional names to compete. Celebrities are normalizing indigenous attire for formal occasions. Indigenous singers are using their native tongues to create pop music.
它一定有一个东西它打中，很少用这样的方式去唱母语。我们也在养成这个习惯的方式，我们也在养成我们的听众开始习惯这样听我们。
There are some that say due to the intermarriage, up to 80% of all the people in Taiwan have some indigenous heritage. What other questions do you have about Taiwan's indigenous culture? Subscribe to hear more about Taiwan stories. I'll see you around. A colleague that started on the same day as me is of Rukai heritage. I asked her about her Rukai name and if she would like to be called that instead of her Chinese name. She said she would love to, but had thought it might be too hard for colleagues to pronounce. Now, in the office, she goes by her Rukai name.